Hey, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. As you can see, we're shining the light. And today we have the one and only Susie Mccrea. The one and only Susie Mccrea. A couple things I wanted to go over first. As you know, uh, 360 today at 2 o'clock. Mr. Mufar does plan on being there, so I would pass that around. It will be on 10 different YouTube channels. It's posted now, so you know. So go to wherever you feel comfortable, and it should be a good show. And as you know, we've been doing Shine the Light. That's been working out fantastic. I love it because it's about everybody, not just a couple people. Just because I got a big mouth, it shouldn't always be me. So, and I've met a lot of people that I found out that they have. Everybody's got a special quality of some kind, and you don't know if you don't talk to them. So, I love it. I love what we're doing. We're never going to run out of people, obviously. Uh, but no, I'm really happy that Susie's here. I've worked with Susie, just to let you know. In fact, when we had LC, we were had a team. It was me, Susie, Mike Ellis, Red, and whoever else. And we just went in and started doing every Tuesday. And as said, do what you do. And we did what we did. And it turned out very well. It was a great experience. I would never want to, it brings back good memories. And what I tell people is, as much as we don't realize it, the journey will be one of the most impactful things on your life as time goes on. Yes, we're going to make money. Yes, probably more money we ever dreamt of. But what you really remember is friends and things that you were able to do during this journey. We had fun times, sometimes not so fun, sometimes hilarious. But it means a lot to me. So anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Chris because he is the grand poobah. I'm not even sure what that is, but that's what he is. Go ahead, Chris.
Good morning, Marty. Good morning, Susie. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. Little introduction about this lady. Number one, I absolutely love her, and I'm going to tell you why. I got to meet Susie in Baltimore. Right? Baltimore? Yeah, Baltimore.
Boston.
I knew it.
Jeez.
It didn't sound right. Oh my God. I'm a little tired this morning. And when I met her, I was amazed because number one, she's got a personality that I wish everyone had. She's absolutely beautiful. And she's probably the most fun chick I ever met in my life. We had a literal blast. We had told jokes. We were literally sitting I don't know, 10, 12 feet apart at the dinner table. We were cracking jokes and no one knew what we were talking about. We were laughing our brains off, but it was an honor for me to meet her. One of the big people, even better than Ash. She's going to love that one. And I had an absolute blast with her. But her personality is something that is very contagious, and she's just a joy to be around. So I'm going to ask Susie just a couple little questions, and she's going to take off because this lady can talk. We're going to want to know a little bit about you. We want to know a lot about you. We want to know about when you got into Impassive. What's Impassive going to do for you? Anything you want to tell us about Susie Hula Hoop Mccrea. And she does, if you guys know, she does the hula hoop. And that's always a big, cool thing that she does. But Susie, I'm going to hand it over to you. Oh, one more thing I have to say before I hand it over to you. Guys, the survey that we did yesterday is over. You could stop sending emails because it was done. Thank you very much for all your help. I'll appreciate it. Susie, on that note, all yours.
All right. Well, I feel honored to be here. And I just want to say thank you, Marty and Chris, for all you do. I mean, you guys are here. You're always informing us. You're always available. You're shining the light on people. And I just say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it because I know you guys work hard at keeping everyone engaged. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you so much for inviting me. I got to say, Ash Mufara is the one who shined the light on me. And you guys having me here, the reason I'm here is because of him. And so I owe a lot of thanks and gratitude because he kind of made me a name amongst a lot of the founders. And I truly appreciate that. I feel honored. I think that all happened because he and I connected on a certain level. And I was curious, and it way back used to ask a lot of questions when he was on the webinars. And we kind of hit it off. But anyway, a little bit about myself. I live in Massachusetts, Amherst, Massachusetts. I've lived out in this area my whole life. Went to the University of Massachusetts. Long time ago. I'm 63 years old. I have a great family. My siblings, a lot of them are still around here. We still have my mom. She's 93, and we love her to pieces and take good care of her. But the history on my life real quick is right out of college, I was working for a large supermarket chain, and they hired me into the management training program. And then at that time, they had a new position open. It was called technology specialist or technology trainer. And there really wasn't any technology then. Very minimal, very, very minimal. This was 1984. And we did a lot of things on paper. And for those of you who remember or are part of businesses way back, we used to do the ordering of products and the payroll on a book hooked up to a binary system with an IBM reel with a stylus to poke as you were going through and punching in. Then you would take this reel and bring it to the back cash office. And any of my former colleagues watching will be cracking up about this. You'd put it on the reel and you'd put it through this reader, this IBM reader. You'd call it in, you'd start it, and it would go and it would land all on the floor, the tape, okay? And then you'd get a call back. It didn't go through. So you take the reel and you would wind it back up on the reel and send it through. So those were days back in the 80s where it was like, oh my goodness. So I was blessed with a 25-year career with them of learning the new technology, helping test it in certain stores and with a group of people, and then rolling it out and supporting and training people at all different levels. So that's something that I felt very grateful that I had all of that experience, because what it did for me is they threw me in to, you were talking about my personality. They threw me into a position overseeing people much older with much more experience than me. So I was put in a position where I took a lot of hits, and I had to create my own way of being to deal with it. It wasn't easy, but I made it through it. And I think part of it was the personality I got from especially my dad, to try to walk into a room, make people feel comfortable, and really let them know I'm not an expert, but I'm here to help you. And that I truly believe was, maybe one of the biggest areas in my life that I had to transition from fresh out of college, not knowing anything, to having to know everything and support people. So it was a lot of years of growing, gaining trust and whatnot. And then eventually I left the supermarket business and went into healthcare in human resources. Even though I did a lot of human resources kind of functions in the supermarket, I went more into human resources at the local hospital. Really loved what I did there. I also did recruiting. I did training and development. I did workforce development, succession planning, all different things, all different programs to train managers to help give them tools and be better managers. Did a lot of that. And then the end of that, I managed primary care practices, which produced a lot of gray hair, which is dyed, so you don't see it. I did that for 6 years. And those of you who understand the United States and medicine and the healthcare, that was very challenging and also a learning curve. And I just want to bring up, we used to migrate data a lot, and it would shut down our electronic medical record. We would have to plan it over a weekend when it wasn't being accessed. And we're talking maybe 2,000-3,000 patients migrating some data. That would take from like Friday end of the day until Monday morning. And that was just, a small amount. So what's happening in ONPASSIVE now with the migration of data, that is enormous. Just, be patient. It does take time, and you want to get it right. And we had to get it right too, because of this is people's, health history. You have to make sure the data's right. So I understand what we're going through. But anyway, while I was doing that, I also got into some direct sales, network marketing. I had always thought there's got to be a better way to maybe earn some residual income, some passive income. And it kind of came by chance that a woman I worked with had me try some supplements. And I fell in love with the supplements, and then realized, hey, I feel good. I can get other people to feel good, and I can maybe earn some of that passive income to do it. So I did that and did pretty well for a while, had a lot of people, growing on our organization, our team, but we kind of hit a wall. And always in the back of my head, I was like, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way for me and the people that I'm doing this with can get their product and what we do and how we help people and solve their problem in front of the right eyes. People who were looking to feel better, blood sugar, whatever, whatever the product's in, instead of constantly just throwing darts out there, hoping you might hit something and, feel good about getting somebody in. So I did a lot of stuff. I tried doing website. I tried doing webinars. Doing a website and then figuring out, how do I do a landing page? How do I do email marketing? Where do I go? What do I do? And I spent a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of money, and a lot of frustration building this. And I built it, and then nobody visited. Nobody visited the website. So I did what a lot of people do. I looked for gurus to help me. And I always thought to myself, if they're doing that great, why do they want to sell me something to help me if they're really doing that great in what they're doing? That was always in the back of my head. I was always a little apprehensive. Long story short, I reached out, I did a few things, and I was on a women's entrepreneur Facebook group, just looking to learn what other people are doing, ask questions. And I saw a post about ONPASSIVE. This was back January 2020. And I'll never forget, I saw it, and I was leaving on a trip to Raleigh, North Carolina to see my brother. And I saw the post by Penny Bruvholt, who's my sponsor. And I saw it, and it clicked about the whole message. I can't even remember what it said, but something in my head said, I got to find out more. So I messaged her. She got right back to me, explained how I could become a founder for $97. And I went in, I used my American Express card just in case, because I knew nothing at the time. And I said, okay, if this doesn't work out, it's $97, but I needed to learn more. So right after that, I dug in. I was asking questions. I started listening to Mike Ellis. I would ask Penny questions. And then I got onto ONPASSIVE Nation, the Facebook group. I started asking questions. I started helping people. I was helping people because I was bringing in family and friends to say, hey, come join me in this. I had listened to Ash's audios, fell in love with what he was saying. I'm like, finally, someone who gets it, someone who's going to develop a marketing platform where I can be there. He's going to help direct targeted traffic. I can help build my online business. I can help my people build theirs, all in one, all the tools I need instead of pulling my hair out all over the place. So I really said, this man knows what he's doing. And that was in 2020 when the first phase and vision was a marketing platform. And as we all know, it's totally morphed into something bigger that we can't even imagine. But as I was helping family and friends come in, and there were a few hiccups here and there when people were trying to get in, I started helping people. And I think Marty took notice that I was in there. I was telling people to call me, because going back to my background of 25 years of training, helping, troubleshooting, I'm the type, like, I mess around and try to find the way, the cure to it or the solution. So I jumped in, and I think from then on, I went to every single webinar. I can't even remember the name of the platform we used. I don't know if you remember, Marty, but it was one when Cindy Hopkins was like, welcoming people. I used to listen to all of those, listen to all the recordings. I jumped in and said, and I have never wavered since then. I said, ONPASSIVE, Ash Mufareh, finally, someone who's going to do it right, give people what they need, add value, and solutions to what people are going through. And so I went along. I went through ONPASSIVE Nation, and then was on some webinars when Ash was on, started talking to him, having a little fun, FUN with him, really connecting with him. And then I was invited to join the Leadership Council, which we had back then. I think I joined that in September 2020. And, whatever anyone needed, we're here to serve. None of us is above anyone else. The reason why my name and face is familiar is because of Ash Mufareh really putting me in the spotlight, and I took the ball and ran with it. So when I was asked to help with the webinars or whatever, I said, sure. And I did them. I did it to serve, because as we all know, when you're helping other people, you feel a hell of a lot better about what you're doing and what you're accomplishing than just focusing on what you want to do. So I've enjoyed this journey. This journey has been fantastic. And anyone who is watching this and hearing, and maybe have a similar background to what I have had, or you understand some of the things that I've gone through in my life, I'm telling you, I am curious. I am always a happy learner. And if you're looking at this, I highly recommend you find out more about ONPASSIVE, because I truly believe there are solutions for not just businesses, but for people around the globe in this company that is just going to go, it's going crazy, and it's going to even get bigger and better as we go. So because I had the HR background, really connected when Ash spoke about OStaff. And OStaff is a product in development with ONPASSIVE, which is a total HR management platform, has a lot of the tools and resources and programs needed to really run efficiently. So when he came out with that, I was like, oh my God, finally, once again, the word finally, someone gets it. Someone understands that people in business do not want to be hopping all over the place to do different tasks with different logons with programs that aren't integrated, integration being the big word. He has it figured out, Ash and his tech team, integrate, single sign-on, all in one area. So I was so excited about that because I spent years pulling the gray hair out of my head, trying to juggle things, wasting time, frustrated, not doing the job I was hired to do, spending too much time doing other crap. So I was fortunately invited by Ash and his family to go to Boston in January of 2022. And we did a kickoff to show the public a little bit about OStaff. Even though it wasn't on the market yet, it was a great opportunity to get together with some founders, have a meeting, there were video people there interviewing us. We had a ball. All I can say was I enjoyed every minute of it. Ash and his family, and I think I had said this after I came back, I had done a video on it. It's like what Maya Angelou always says, you know, people will forget what you did or forget what you say, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. Ash and his family made me feel so welcome, so loved, so cared for. It's unbelievable being around this man and his family is truly something I am so grateful for and that I will never forget. Then I get invited again in March to go back to Boston to be part of the Top Live, where Ash surprised us all with the Burj Khalifa. We have an office up in the Burj Khalifa. There was a laser show, and that's where I got to meet Chris in person, and Julie and Michael Williams. So many people. It was once again Ash. It was so wonderful being around him, and I know Chris, you agree too. It was such a comfortable, warm, inviting environment to be around. Lots of laughs, no pressure, no stress, just fun with people on this journey together, supporting a CEO who has gone above and beyond what anyone could ever imagine to bring home this company to the vision he has set, to make all of us heroes and to change our lives so that we can go out and help change other people's lives. And maybe that sounds trite to some of you listening, but if you ask, what does ONPASSIVE mean to me? It means that I am going to have the opportunity, I've already started it, all of us have, creating a family legacy with ONPASSIVE, where we are going to help our immediate family and then friends and our communities, and it's going to grow and grow as we go out there and give back and make a difference. And there's no other business, no other platform that I can see that offers you an opportunity to plug in and to be able to do that in an ethical way, a clean way, and guys, most importantly, my favorite F word, a fun way, with all of these founders and customers across the globe who are truly in it to win it. So that's my story. I'm here. I love it. I love the journey. I wouldn't trade any of it. Marty, you were talking about those webinars, I remember it was like sometimes at the last minute, okay, who's going to take over? Who's going to do this? Oh, we're going to show a recording. I'm showing the recording in the, oh my God. Sometimes it was stressful, but it was a lot of fun and we pulled it off. And I think it was good at that time. And then we used to do, what was the other one? The round table. The round table. That was a lot of fun too. I think back to all the questions that were asked back then, and none of those questions really even matter now, because you know what? Ash is directing us. Ash is in charge. He's going to give us the information and feed it to us. We'll know what to do. There's always going to be a way around any kind of questions that people have. No one's going to be left behind. So buckle up, everyone. I'm looking forward to seeing Ash today at 2:00. And once again, I appreciate you letting me tell my story. I know it might be redundant to those of you who've heard it before, but maybe there's some new viewers. And anyone ever have any questions or whatever, you can always contact me. I'm here to help anybody who needs help with this journey. So thank you guys for having me.
Wow, Susie. Susie, I got, you know what,
half an hour.
Marty, you're fired. Susie, you're hired. I do remember the round table. I was the fill-in guy when Susie had to go walk Charlie. If I remember, I would come in. I got you, Susie. Go ahead. And
yeah,
it's a lot of fun, believe it or not. But Susie, you just taught a bunch of people right now of what shining the light means. You told us just about everything about you, which I loved. I loved your stories. You've always had great stories. And like I said, your personality is unbelievably bright as it is. But this is how you do it, folks. When you come on here, when you get invited on, you follow Susie's lead, because that was absolutely perfect. And me and Susie have a lot of fun jokes in between, which I won't say on here because, well, my elbows are starting to itch. But anyway.
Hey, I wanted to tell. Can I tell one funny story?
Yeah.
It's not the one that I'm saving for another time. Okay, so we won't.
Not that one story.
No. And I was thinking about it, and it was cracking me up. And so some of you may laugh at it, some of you may not. But I was thinking, my dad passed away September 2022, and it was his birthday, July 6th. He would have been 97. And I think a lot about my dad, and I think about the funny things he has said back and forth. And I was also thinking about Ash and the solutions, and the solution. He finds solutions to everyday things. And my dad was kind of like that too. You like, a little bit of a MacGyver, trying to find solutions to things. But this funny story about 25, 30 years ago, I was working and I was driving through a drive-through, and it was in the middle of the day, and the sun was shining right on the window of the drive-through, like blaring. It was summertime. It was going right in. So I had ordered a salad I was picking up through the drive-through. So I get up there. And there's this older man. He must have been in his 70s, okay? And I'm saying that like I'm 63, so older isn't that far away. There's this older man. He had on those big, like glaucoma sunglasses. Not just sunglasses, like
shield, almost a shield. Yeah.
Oh, a shield.
Darth Vader.
And he had taken a cardboard box and he made a homemade visor where it went over like this, and then it was flipped up, and he had one of those big green rubber bands wrapped around his head. So I drive up and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And he's standing there with a big smile, the glasses, the cardboard homemade visor. And he looks at me and he goes, "That'll be $5.75, right?" So I handed him a $20 bill and he goes like this. And he starts snapping the bill and he counts back the change. And it was so funny the way he counted. It was so methodical. The sun is going blaring right on him, but he found a way to protect himself. So then I look and I said, "Could I get a fork?" And he goes, "What?" I said, "Could I get a fork?" He goes, "FORK." I said, "Yes, please." And he took it and he handed it to me like that. Well, I was dying laughing. So I told my father the story, and my father was howling, about it. But he said, "You know what, though? We could laugh, but that man was resourceful."
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he created a temporary solution to his problem. And I always think of that when somebody creates a solution to a problem. That man had it going on with that cardboard paper. Back then, there were no cell phones. I would have snagged a picture of him. That would have gone viral.
You and those F words, Susie. I
know. He looks at F. He goes, FORK. I said, "Yes, please." And then he goes, he hands it to me.
He didn't care if he looked like Elmer Fudd, as long as it worked, right? That's it.
Oh, you could see the smile, but you couldn't see anything else.
Oh.
And the poor guy, the minute he turned away from the window, it's like, people were probably like, "What the heck is going on?" But
Wow.
anyway, that's one of many.
Susie, did he say, "Use the fork, Susie"?
May the fork be with you.
You are not my brother. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just like, it's a funny story to say, you know what? All of us, there's solutions out there to whatever you're going through.
Absolutely.
And God bless Ash. He's created a solution for not just businesses or personal use or whatever, but to all of us too. A solution where we're stepped up, we're engaged, and we're going to go bring it forward to everybody. And it's going to be a solution for so many things out there. And like we've been told, we only know sliver.
Beep. Yeah. Every day that goes by, I realize I know even less.
I got the feeling we're going to probably be very surprised.
By the way, that conferencing thing you were talking about, I think it was Go Conference or something like that. Go to conferencing.
Go to webinar. Go to
webinar or something. Yeah. I was remembering also that we were talking about when you guys were in Boston and doing the Burj Khalifa, which should have been a lot of fun. I was stressed to the max. I'm looking in the room and I'm going, who can I call? Right? Because
that was staff. That was staff.
But I said,
yes, because we couldn't hear us.
Yeah. I said, "There's Susie. She'll come." I saw you stand up. I said, "Oh, thank God."
I know Ash is speaking, and I'm like, Marty's calling, and I'm like,
yeah.
Marty wouldn't call unless he needed something.
Oh yeah, I needed.
I think I came back and I said, "They can't hear us" or something like that. And then but yeah, Ash was cool as a cucumber.
Oh,
boy,
I know. So
boy did we have fun, and just watching him talk and engage with everybody, and waitresses, people at the hotel, people helping set up the room. I mean, what a true gentleman and professional. He has that aura about him that he just loves and cares about people. Obviously, he wouldn't be doing this.
Everybody that met him, what they told me was, when he's talking to you, he's talking to you. I mean, you feel it. He makes you feel. Everybody says the same thing. So it's pretty.
Yeah, he's not looking at what else is going on. Who else can I? It's like, boom. But yeah, and funny as all hell, and asks you questions that make you think.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, a
yeah.
lot of it wasn't we didn't talk really about the business,
Yep.
more about life.
Yeah.
You know, and I had brought my brother Bob and a good friend of mine, Lynn, my dental hygienist. She came with us too, and just the questions about family and life and whatnot. It was all good. He's a great man. I can't wait to see him today.
360.
360. Okay.
Don't
So
miss.
thanks again for having me. This
Yeah.
was
Thank
fun.
you, Susie. This was fun. It was fun. Yeah.
Everyone's gonna go, oh, maybe I can make a visor out of a cardboard box.
Yeah. I can see people making one right now. Wait a minute. Let me.
Susie, the rest of your life, everywhere you go, someone's gonna hand you a fork now. You realize.
I know. But when he took the $20 bill, like that's old school.
It is old school.
He
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
he was snapping it.
Yeah. And they'll look up in the light
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Look up and think they're looking for.
Look at him.
I know. It was funny. But my father saying, that's very funny, and we can laugh as much as we want about him. But he goes, he was resourceful and he found a solution to his problem. I said, that's right, Daddy. He sure did.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Wow. Look at all those people that came to see you today, Susie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't see.
Can't see the little chat on the bottom of your screen?
Oh, 520?
Yeah.
Wow.
It keeps climbing.
I think Ash will get more this afternoon.
If you'd have showed your elbows, we'd have got 6:30, I think.
Yeah, but it's 2:30. It's too late. Yeah.
Oh, this is fun. We should do this again.
Absolutely.
We will. We're going to do it again 6 months after we're running and see what the difference is, right? See what happens.
You got it.
Tell us about your show real quick that you're
Huh?
planning to do in the future, the Susie Talk Show. What was that again?
Oh, Susie Talk Show.
What was it?
Well, actually, it's called Spotlight with Susie and Steve.
That's it.
And you guys shine the light, spotlight. Yeah. So as soon as we've got the O-Connect package, you know, with all the bells and whistles, just in a nutshell, high level overview, I've got businesses, companies, entrepreneurs, people dedicated to something they're doing, profit or not for profit. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring them on to O-Connect, and we're going to, I will be interviewing them with my friend Steve, who he's a good sidekick to have. You guys don't know him, but you'll meet him. And we're going to spotlight people, businesses, companies, passions, so that these people can have their story told and shared. Okay. So an example would be, I have a friend who has a company where they're trying to reduce bullying in schools or whatnot. It's a nonprofit. They've got some cool t-shirts. They've got speaking engagements. But the issue, like with a lot of people, is how do you get the word out there? So as they come on, I will invite them to O-Connect, and then they will invite their contacts who to come watch them.
Nice.
So they're able to bring people in and almost develop their own organization in ONPASSIVE.
Absolutely.
So they come in, whether these people come in, purchase or not purchase, it doesn't matter. It's bringing them in and exposing them to O-Connect. We're not going to be on there selling products or services. We're just going to highlight their spotlight on them. And then we can do call to action. We can share their link. We can do giveaways. We can share a video about them. And then our anticipation is this will spread kind of like a grassroots effort. It will be live streamed on YouTube. And then that link can be shared. And there'll be a way for people to connect with them, possibly do crowdfunding if they need it, possibly visit their online link or get them into OMart when we get going. So it's the whole premise of it is I have always kind of been a little jealous, I would say, of people who have spent their life doing something that they are so passionate about that they wake up every morning and that's what drives them, you know, something similar to Ash. I mean, I worked for 2 different large companies, and yes, I enjoyed my work. Yes, but I didn't wake up like, oh, I can't wait to go deal with all this crap. You know, it wasn't a passion. One of my passions is being an anchor woman, having a show. So it's kind of like a little double-edged here. Susie's getting to have fun and do what she does and loving that and bringing on people who love what they do and helping get the word spread. Because as you know, we have a global audience. And anyone else can do that as well. You can just invite people, you know, interview them, do stuff, have them have their contacts come, do free giveaways, expose people to what these people are doing. And so we're going to see how it runs. And I've got about a dozen people lined up, ready to go. And also what we're going to do is any founders out there, if they want to refer someone, I'll have a process where you think somebody's got a good idea, you connect with them, get them into the ecosystem so they can access OConnect, and then send them my way. Doesn't matter if they're in my organization or your organization. This is all to build and expose that. So that's my plan, to have some fun, do what I love to do, get the word out about these spotlighted people and what they're doing, and to also show the world OConnect and all the great things that we have in ONPASSIVE.
Beautiful.
So I'm excited for it. Yeah.
I'm excited for you. You know,
yeah,
that's really good to do so. But Susie, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You told us everything but your shoe size, which I love.
I'm a 9 wide.
Now you heard it all.
I don't have shoes on right now.
All about Susie now, and that's great. But I appreciate you coming. I love you with all my heart. You know that.
I love you guys.
I'm wishing you all the luck. You don't really need an impassive, but with your show, I think that's going to be really exciting and fun. So, and I can't wait.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Thank you very much, Susie. This was a blast.
Thanks. I had a good time. See you guys at 2.
And YouTube, Roy asked a question. Roy Davies, I believe his name is. It'll be on many YouTube channels for
today.
360 today.
Is it the top dot live?
Are you doing the top dot live, Marty, or just the YouTubes? Now he's got to think.
No, I'm just trying to think if those links are already there.
I think you did it last week that way, didn't you?
Yeah, use the top dot live will work. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
There you go, Roy.
Good idea. All right, thanks, everybody.